she said. My crew thinks you're dragging me down. I just looked at her and replied, so stop dragging me along then. I walked out without another word. What one of them said afterward wiped that smug look right off her face. I'm 36 now, and we've been together for almost 3 years. Sometimes the quickest way to lose everything is realizing you've already lost it. We connected at a business mixer in Portland. She was 32, driven, working her way up in tech marketing, always surrounded by this tight-knit group from her university days. I run an independent web development consultancy, which means some quarters I'm drowning in contracts, others I'm hustling for the next gig. That's just how it works when you're building something yourself. Year one was solid. Weekend trips to Seattle, checking out new breweries, the occasional camping trip to the coast. Her circle was always present, which didn't bother me initially. They were intense though, loud, competitive, treating every hangout like a performance review where everyone had to one-up each other with achievements and life wins. The dynamic felt off, but she seemed content, so I rolled with it. Around month 14, the shift started. Her friends began with little comments. Subtle at first, easy to ignore. Nice that your schedule's so flexible. Must be great working in sweatpants all day. Bet you never have Monday morning stress, huh? Always wrapped in laughter. Always vague enough to deflect if challenged. She'd laugh too, sometimes adding her own spin. He's super chill about deadlines. He's not exactly the blazer-wearing type. It stung, but I figured she was just fitting in with her people. 6 months back, it escalated. Her closest friend from that group, the alpha of the pack, started openly dissecting my career at dinners. So between projects, you're basically just waiting around. How do you plan for retirement without consistent income? Doesn't the instability keep you up at night? I'd respond calmly, explaining client retention, project pipelines, diversified income streams. Made zero difference. They'd already written me off as lesser. She'd go silent during these interrogations. Or worse, redirect the conversation in a way that felt like tacit agreement. I started making excuses to skip group events. Work deadlines, mostly legitimate ones. She'd go solo, returning later each time, sometimes well past midnight. How was it? Fine. Nothing major. You didn't miss anything. For weeks ago, everything detonated. She came home from someone's birthday celebration around 1:30 a.m. I was still up finishing a client deliverable with a brutal timeline. She dropped onto the sofa, clearly drunk. We need to have a real conversation. I saved my files and turned around. All right, what's going on? My friends think you're dragging me down. Ice water through my veins. Come again. They think I'm carrying you. That you're not pulling equal weight in this relationship. Carrying me how? You know what I mean. I've got the stable career. I handle all the planning. You just coast. I stared. Is this what you think or what they think? Does the distinction matter? They notice things I'm too close to see. So their perspective trumps your actual lived experience with me? I'm not saying that, but they're not wrong. You lack drive compared to me. You're satisfied just drifting. I have clients who pay premium rates for specialized expertise. I have a career. It just doesn't resemble yours. When did that become a deal breaker? It's always been an issue. I just avoided saying it because I didn't want to hurt your feelings. But you're comfortable saying it now. I'm being real with you. They made me realize I deserve someone who matches my trajectory. Someone who's actually going somewhere. I nodded slowly, feeling strangely calm. So stop dragging me along then. What? If I'm dead weight, drop me. Problem solved. That's it. You're not even going to try. Try for what? You just told me your friends convinced you I'm worthless and you agreed. What am I fighting for here? You're misrepresenting what I said. Am I? Because it sounds like you've decided I'm inadequate and you're hiding behind your friends to say it. She backpedaled. I didn't say inadequate. I said we might not be compatible long term. Okay then. Let's not be. You're just quitting. No. I'm accepting what you just communicated. You don't respect my work. You don't respect my choices. Your friends openly disrespect me, and you've internalized their view. There's nothing here worth salvaging. I stood, went to the bedroom, started throwing things in a duffel. She followed, suddenly panicked. Where are you even going? Hotel tonight. Temporary place by next week. We'll sort logistics later. You're seriously bailing over one fight? This wasn't one fight. This was months of small cuts you finally admitted were intentional. I'm just being efficient. This is insane. You're overreacting. Maybe, but I'm being honest. You want someone who matches your energy and ambition? Go find them. I'm done being measured against your friends' partners and falling short. I finished packing, grabbed my work equipment. She was crying, saying we should discuss this more, that it came out wrong. I walked past her. Tell your crew they got what they wanted. I left before she could reply. Spent that night at a chain hotel near the airport. Barely slept. Replayed everything obsessively, questioning if I'd overreacted. By sunrise, I knew I'd made the right call. When someone shows you who they are, believe them. She'd shown me I wasn't enough. Everything after was just static. Found a furnished monthly rental by Thursday. Small place in the Pearl District. Not ideal, but functional. Moved my stuff out over the next week during her work hours. Left my keys on the kitchen counter on the final trip. Texted her I was done. She called instantly. Can we please meet face to face? Not sure what good that would do. I was drunk. I was stressed about work. I took it out on you. None of it was real. Which part wasn't real? The dragging down part? The part where your friends think I'm not good enough? Or the part where you agreed? All of it. I was venting, and it came out completely wrong. For 6 months. What? Your friends have been taking shots at me for 6 months. You've participated. This wasn't one drunk night. This was a pattern. Silence. I know I let them influence me too much. I know I should have stood up for you more. I'm sorry. I appreciate that. But sorry doesn't undo the fact that you let them persuade you I'm inadequate. That you think I'm holding you back. I don't think that. Not actually. Then why say it? Because they kept saying it, and I started questioning if maybe they had a point. But they don't. I know they don't. How long were you questioning? How long were you comparing me to their boyfriends and deciding I didn't measure up? No answer. That's what I thought. I hope you find someone who meets their standards. I'm finished trying. Hung up. She texted for days. Long messages about her mistakes, wanting to repair things, how she'd addressed it with her friends, and established boundaries. Read them all. Didn't respond. About 10 days after moving out, unknown number texts me. This is Rachel, her university friend. We should talk. Call me. Almost deleted it, but curiosity won. Thanks for calling, she said. Different tone than at parties, less performative. What do you want? I need to apologize and tell you something you should know. Go ahead. That night after you left, she came back to the party. She was destroyed, crying, saying she'd ruined everything. We all comforted her, said you'd come back. Okay. Then Jessica, the one who's been hardest on you, she said something. Said, good, now you can finally date someone worth your time. Like you leaving was this amazing opportunity. Sounds on brand. But here's what matters. Your girlfriend completely froze. She looked at Jessica and said, what did you just say? Jessica repeated it, proud of herself. Said now she could find someone with real ambition, real success, someone on her level. And your girlfriend just stared at her. Then very quietly said, I just lost someone I love because I listened to you. The whole room went silent. Then she walked out. Just left. I followed her out. We talked in the parking lot. She completely broke down. Said she'd been letting us poison her perspective on you for months. That every time we made a comment, she defended you less and questioned you more. That she'd started seeing you through our lens instead of her own. Why are you telling me this? Because I'm part of the problem. We all are. We judged you for not having the same corporate trajectory we have, for being satisfied with your work, for not performing ambition the way we expect, and we pressured her until she cracked. She's a grown woman. She made her choices. I know. I'm not making excuses, but I wanted you to understand that she genuinely regrets this. Deeply. And I wanted to apologize for my role. Noted. Doesn't change anything. I know. But for what it's worth, I looked into your work after this happened. Your client roster is seriously impressive. Your portfolio is outstanding. You're not dragging anyone down. You're just not conventional. And we couldn't see beyond our narrow definition of success. Appreciate that, I guess. She's miserable. Won't stop talking about how badly she messed up. Not my concern anymore. Fair. I just thought you deserved the full picture. She hung up. I sat with that conversation for a while. Felt vindicated and sad simultaneously. Next several weeks, I buried myself in work. Landed 2 major contracts. One project alone paid more than a typical quarter. Interesting how that happened when I had mental clarity and bandwidth to pursue bigger opportunities. She kept reaching out. Texts, calls, even appeared at a coffee shop I frequent. Saw her through the window, pretended not to, went elsewhere. Immature maybe, but I wasn't ready. 5 weeks post-split, got invited to speak on a panel at a web development summit. Small event, but well respected in the industry. Almost declined, but my mentor pushed me. Good exposure. Panel went well. Afterward, networking, exchanging info with potential clients. That's when I saw her. Her company had sponsored one of the vendor areas. Eye contact across the room. She started approaching. Considered leaving. Felt cowardly. So I waited. Hey, hey, didn't realize you'd be here. You were excellent on the panel. Thanks. Awkward silence. She looked exhausted, thinner. How've you been? She asked. Busy. Some solid projects. That's good. Really good. More silence. Conference noise filling the gaps. I've been wanting to talk to you, she said. I know. I've been avoiding it. Yeah, noticed that. Look, can we grab coffee? Somewhere quieter. Considered refusing. Walking away. Maintaining the clean break. But I was curious. Maybe still hoping for something, though I wouldn't admit it. Sure. Place across the street. We left, walked to a quiet cafe, ordered drinks we barely touched, sat in a corner booth. I'm sorry, she started. I've said it before, but I need to say it again. I was wrong. About everything. How I treated you. Listening to my friends. Not seeing your value. Okay. Is that all you'll say? What do you want? For me to say it's fine? It's not fine. You told me I was dragging you down. You let your friends tear into me for months. You made me feel inadequate. I know, and I hate myself for it. I've spent weeks realizing how much I took you for granted. How good you actually were to me. Were. Past tense. She flinched. Yeah, were. Because I destroyed it. So what now? You apologize, and we rewind. No, I don't expect that. I just needed you to know I see it now. How wrong I was. How much I prioritized other people's opinions over my own experience. You weren't the problem. I was. Your friends were. My friends were part of it. But I'm the one who listened. I'm the one who adopted their judgment. That's on me. I sipped coffee. You looked happy when you first saw me today. Did you notice that? Yeah. That's because I am happy. Or getting there. I'm not walking on eggshells wondering if I'm successful enough or ambitious enough or impressive enough for someone else's standards. I'm just doing my work and living my life. I'm glad. You deserve that. So do you. But you won't find it if you keep letting your friends define your worth and everyone else's. I know. I've been distancing myself from them since that night. Since I realized what they'd done to how I saw you. Good. They're toxic. They are. Or at least that dynamic is. I don't know if I can repair those friendships or if I want to. We talked another hour about what broke, what we could have done differently, whether there was any path forward. By the end, we both knew there wasn't. Too much damage. Too much resentment on my side. Too much guilt on hers. I hope you find someone who sees you the way you deserve, she said as we stood to leave. I hope you learn to see yourself clearly instead of through other people's lenses. Brief, awkward hug. Sad. Then separate ways. That was 12 weeks ago. Haven't spoken since. Heard through mutual connections she's in therapy, working through her people-pleasing patterns and why she let friends influence her so heavily. Good for her. Genuinely. I've been dating. Nothing serious yet, but meeting people who respect what I do, who don't try reshaping me into some corporate mold. It's refreshing. Last week, ran into one of her friends. Not Jessica, but someone from the periphery. Same restaurant, different tables. She approached as I was leaving. Hey, can I talk to you a second? Tensed. Sure. I wanted to apologize for how we treated you. We were judgmental and cruel. You didn't deserve it. Thanks. That means something. I'm not friends with most of them anymore, including Jessica. Turns out she's like that about everything and everyone. Once your ex stopped showing up, she found new targets. Sounds exhausting. It was. I don't miss it. Anyway, saw you and wanted to clear the air. You seem like you're doing well. I am. Finally. Good. You earned it. She left. Sat in my car processing that interaction. Felt like a chapter genuinely closing. Half a year since I left that apartment. Business is thriving. Hired a project coordinator, raised rates, started being selective about clients. All things I'd been too insecure to do before, worried about appearing unsuccessful or unstable. Turns out when you're not constantly defending your career to people who don't understand it, you have actual energy to excel. Heard she got promoted. Good for her. Also heard she's dating someone new. Someone from her company. Same corporate structure she craved. Felt nothing hearing that. No jealousy, no regret. Just mild acknowledgement we're both moving forward separately. One realization from these months. That relationship was dying long before the dragging down comment. It was dying every time she laughed at her friends' jokes at my expense. Every time she compared my flexible schedule to her rigid one and found mine lacking. Every time she introduced me, and I could hear the apology in her tone. The comment was just when I finally heard what had been said in silence for over a year. I'm seeing someone now. 2 months. She's a documentary filmmaker, gets the freelance life, gets the inconsistent income cycle, gets the freedom and stress and satisfaction of building something independently. Met at a gallery opening, bonded over shared understanding of creative work. Last week, she met some of my friends. Afterward, one pulled me aside. She's really into you. Like, she lights up talking about your work. Simple observation, but it hit hard. Because my ex never lit up about my work. She tolerated it, explained it, excused it, but never celebrated it. That's the difference. What I didn't know I was missing. 9 months out now. Long enough that the previous relationship feels like it happened to someone else. Moved into a better place. 2-bedroom with actual space. My project coordinator became a business partner. We're looking at office space. Work is steady and fulfilling. Got an email from her last month. Subject: no response needed. Just needed to say this. Long email. She'd been working with a therapist on her patterns. How she'd sought validation from friends since university. How she'd never developed strong self-identity separate from the group. How she'd projected her own insecurities about success onto me. Apologized again. Said she'd learned a lot about herself, didn't like everything she'd discovered. Said she hoped I was well, and sometimes thought about our relationship as a cautionary tale about losing sight of what matters. Last paragraph stuck with me. You were right that night when you said I wanted someone who matched my energy. I did. But I defined energy as ambition that looked like mine, success that looked like mine, drive that looked like mine. I couldn't see you had all those things in different form. You matched me better than anyone before or since. I was just too influenced by people who didn't matter to see it. Read it twice. Felt sad for her more than angry. She'd lost something real because she couldn't trust her own judgment. Hard lesson. Didn't respond, as requested, but thought about it. About how easy it is to lose yourself in others' opinions. How insidious social pressure can be. How much courage it takes to trust your own experience over crowd consensus. It's been a year now. Barely think about her anymore except when something triggers the memory. The relationship has become a data point in my history, not an open wound. Still with the filmmaker. Moved in together last month. It's easy in ways the previous relationship never was. We respect each other's work, support each other's goals. Don't let outside voices dictate our internal reality. Her friends like me, mine like her. But more importantly, we like each other independent of anyone else's approval. Ran into my ex one final time at a professional event downtown. Both networking. Saw each other across the room. She waved. I waved back. That was it. No lengthy conversation, no rehashing. Just two people who used to know each other acknowledging presence and moving on. Best possible ending. Not dramatic, not bitter, just over. The dragging down comment still gets me sometimes. How efficiently it cut through everything. Years together reduced to 2 words that exposed fundamental lack of respect. In some ways, I'm grateful she said it. Saved me from wasting more time in something already dead. She wanted someone who matched her energy. I wanted someone who respected mine. We both have that now, just not with each other. The friends who convinced her I was inadequate heard that group imploded. Too much toxicity, competition, judgment. They scattered to new groups, new cities, new lives. Jessica apparently has a reputation now as someone difficult to maintain friendships with. Karma, or just consequences, depending how you look at it. I think about that night sometimes. Standing in the bedroom packing while she cried and asked why I wasn't fighting for us. Truth is, I was fighting. Fighting for me. Fighting for my right to be enough as I was. Fighting for dignity. Fighting for a future where I didn't constantly prove my worth to someone who'd already decided I was lacking. So stop dragging me along then, was the best thing I said in that relationship. Took the power away from her and her friends. Gave it back to me. Let me walk away with head up instead of begging to be seen differently. Jessica saying, now you can finally date someone worth your time. Right after I left was perfect timing. Showed my ex exactly what kind of people she'd been taking advice from. What kind of toxic environment she'd been marinating in. Sometimes people need that stark moment of clarity to see what's been obvious to everyone else. I hope she's happy now. I hope she learned to trust herself. I hope she found friends who build her up instead of tearing down everyone around them. Genuinely. But mostly, I hope she learned that letting other people define your relationships is the fastest way to destroy them. As for me, I learned walking away with dignity beats fighting for scraps of respect every time. I learned the right person celebrates your path, not compares it to others. I learned dragging down says more about the person saying it than the person they're describing. And I learned sometimes the trash takes itself out. You just have to be willing to let it go.